2016 and has been on the regional team all 3 years. Ryan's best memories of wrestling was a summer trip in 2014. He's not telling much more than that. He'll never forget the bus ride from Phoenix to Bulldogs. He'd like to thank his parents for pushing him and supporting him throughout his wrestling career. He's sorry that you had to put up with him during weight cutting, and he thanks you for your patience. Back to his folks. Also, thanks for coming to all his matches. He'd like to dedicate this night to both his grandpas, who will be cheering him from up above. Ryan Zimmerman. Saturday night, we begin in the middle of the mat, right at challenge 2. Our second senior tonight is John T. Peroulis. John is a 4-time letter winner and was a 6th place finisher at regionals last year. His best memory is making it through all the hard work with his teammates and growing closer with his family and friends throughout his wrestling career. John would like to thank his father for pushing him and always having his back. He'd like to thank his mom for all the work and support she shows for him. He also thanks his grandmother, aunt, and uncles for supporting him at all the events. And finally, he thanks Bad Dogs Wrestling for starting him in the sport, and the fans of Moffat County Wrestling. He couldn't have done it without you guys. Talking to you, will you please put your son in the middle of the mat? John T. Peroulis. Our final senior tonight is Hugo Hernandez. Hugo is a 4-year level winner and a 3-time regional team member. He was a 3rd place finisher at regionals in 2016 and a 6th place finisher at the 2016 state tournament. His favorite memory while wrestling will be getting to spend time with his friends and going on summer trips. But this year he got the nickname Prince Hugo. Hugo thanks his parents for everything they do and for making him wrestle. I love you guys. Also, he wants to thank Coach Franklin and Coach Linscomb for everything they've done for him for these last 4 years. Lastly, we'd like to thank Mike and Stephanie Zimmerman and my Bad Dog coaches for everything. Basalt and Hector, will you please join your son in the middle of the mat?
Taking part in today's event are part of nearly the 353 members of the Colorado High School Activities Association. As member schools, we promote and protect the privilege of participation in interscholastic athletics and activities. We also promote lifetime values like respect, hard work, teamwork, sporting behavior, and citizenship. We help reach and motivate students. We develop policies as a group and enforce them as a responsibility of membership. We are coaches, game officials, and administrators voluntarily working for the common good of kids. We are the Colorado High School Activities Association. Athletics is an important part of the Moffat County and Basalt educational programs. Participation in athletics should be a part of the education of as many students as is practical and possible. Competition and cooperation are both components of the American way of life. MOFFATCOUNTYPROUD.COM is excited to bring you 2016 Moffat County High School Wrestling. Tonight's matches feature the visiting Basalt Longhorns and your Moffat County Bulldogs. Action brought to you by these Moffat County Proud businesses. Bank of Colorado, there's only one. Severson Supply and Rental. TMH, the Memorial Hospital. 3B Enterprises, sand, rock, and gravel products. Rocky Mountain Machinery, your local Kubota dealer. Machines that move mountains. Cook Chevrolet, Ford, and Subaru. Mountain West Insurance and Financial Services. Mountain Air Spray. Colorado Northwestern Community College, home of the Spartans. GCR Tires and Service, your local tire destination in Craig. DNP, Duran and Pierce Contractors. Craig Family Dental. Chaos Inc., Identity Graphics. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Epp and Associates, Professional Land Surveyors. Bear River Young Life, Rocky Mountain Automotive, and Craig Veterinary Clinic. We'll be right back with tonight's matches here on MOFFATCOUNTYPROUD.com.
At 152 for the Longhorns, Julius Vasquez. For the Bulldogs, Drake Zimmerman. We have no wrestlers at 160 pounds tonight. At 170 pounds, Mickey Klepper, Longhorns, the ball is already. At 182 pounds, the Longhorns are going that way for the Bulldogs, Peroulis. At 195 for the Longhorns, William Rivera. For the Bulldogs, Hugo Hernandez. At 220 for Basalt, Ernesto Lopez. For the Bulldogs, Torn. And heavyweight for the Longhorns, Oswaldo Morales. For your Bulldogs, Lee Graham.
All right, we have some exhibition matches coming up first, Shane. And it's Dagan White for the Bulldogs. Nice single leg attempt there. Able to starts to back right back out. That's what I like. Dagan just being really aggressive. Right back in. And on another shot, switches off to the double leg. See if he can finish it.
You know, this is our JV, nice double leg, just got to finish it. Use your head as a lever. And he goes out of bounds. Just a little bit of bad luck there. But these are our future superstars, our JV, as they would say. And you and I both, Kip, whether it would have been Moffat County Youth Wrestling or Bad Dogs, we both worked with Dagan over the years, and he looks to be an outstanding wrestler for the next 4 years. Back in on that shot again. A lot of wrestlers spend a lifetime of their career in that position. It's just a matter of finishing that shot. You want to get that leg pulled in, you want to stand up to your legs, because now, being on the bottom position here, you've got a minute 11 and the ref does a good job calling a stalemate, which means they'll stand them both back up and start over again on their feet.
And right now, Dagan not hesitating at all. Shot after shot after shot. And you keep doing that, typically you're going to get a good shot and it's going to finish in your favor.
There it is again. It's a really good double leg. And what he's going to do here now, you want to do, as they say, lift him up and you want to put it across your face and turn it into a double on the left or right side. So right now he has to build up his bridge and finish this shot. So tough position here, but he's trying to do that as we speak.
44 seconds and counting in this first period. 106-pound weight class.
And as you get older in wrestling and get to the higher levels, what will happen is now this is the second stalemate, but the officials, when you get to, like, say, a regional or a state, if you shot over and over and over and over, they are less likely to call the stall on you, as there's a really nice ankle pick to a single leg, to a trip. Oh, and if he just could have kept his feet in bounds, he had to take
that. That's experience a lot of times there. The second you see him going out of bounds, all you got to do is touch him. All you got to do is touch him and keep your toes in, and you're going to get the 2 points.
Yep. So just to finish on what I was saying there, you're going to get the call later on, because if there is a stall, it's not going to be on you when you have shot every single time and your opponent has done this, has stalled. Nice right there. He just ducks under and gets 2 points.
With 10 seconds on the clock, that's how you do it. Dagan White with the first takedown of the night.
Yeah, and he caught his opponent from Basalt reaching, ducks right under that arm and does a beautiful little, really on his knees. You don't see as many duck unders where they get down to the lower level like that on their knees, but he comes off for 2 and all that work, and he has a 2-0 lead. Nice finish to the first period.
Going to be Basalt's choice. I'll take the down position.
Now let's see what Dagan brings to the table for his up position, his top position moves here. Let's go what? Referee's position, I guess. So see if he's going to go with arm bars, half Nelsons, cradles. There's so many things you can do from up here, and he's already done the first thing you want to do is break your opponent down off of his base. And now he's setting up for that far arm. Now he's just underneath right now with his arm bars and levers. Again, all about Dagan so far in this match. He's been the complete aggressor. Basalt just kind of hanging in there, trying not to make any mistakes, but no aggressiveness there, and it's all Dagan White. But just a 2-0 lead, and you use a lot of energy sometimes when you're trying so hard to improve your position, and you look up at the clock, and like we said, it's only 2-0, so anything's possible. You want to get ahead by at least 6 so that even a throw straight to your back can't beat you unless you're pinned.
113 and counting.
And Dagan doing a good job staying right in the center of the mat, so when he is able to work something, he's going to have a lot of room to work with it, and Basalt is not going to be able to get out of bounds. You see right there, though, the frustration. He's starting to say, hey, he holds his hands up, what do I got to do? I'm doing everything to improve my position, and Basalt is just stalling out on the bottom.
Dagan so far, Shane, definitely the aggressor. Trying really hard to work those arm bars from the top.
And you know, I was one of those wrestlers back in the day. You were that aggressive guy. I was that heavy guy. I'd get ahead by about 4 or 5, and I'd stall my butt off.
And ride it out. Ride it out.
Get a lead and hang on. People hated that, but hey, it took a little bit of skill to build a lead, you know.
I remember one of the greatest guys ever wrestling, old, this will really date me back, Kyle Rush back in the day. He was from Fruita High School, was the head coach at Palisade for several years, had some great teams down there, but he was a great defensive wrestler. That's what he did. He would get a lead, 2-4 points, and then just hang on the rest of the match, and that's what he would do. And he won a couple state championships by doing exactly that and just wrestling smart.
Heck yeah, I mean, if we're going to go outside of our Moffat County realm, how about also where you did some student coaching, I believe, at Palisade? How about Dan, his last name's evading me,
Dan Burke.
Yes, a heavyweight who absolutely, my style, would get a small lead and he would just stall you to death.
Yeah, another multiple-time state champ.
Yeah, so obviously we're back in that same era when we wrestled. We saw some great ones, wrestled a few good matches ourselves, and now it's still 2-0 as we were into the 3rd period. And look right there.
And there we go, 2 more for Dagan. 4-0 lead with 1:35 and ticking.
Great job, he didn't change his style at all. Sometimes when you get frustrated, you'll go in there and you'll get a little bit out of control, but he just said, I'm just going to keep working hard, and I'm going to shoot in, I'm going to get another takedown, and it was a done deal, or 2 points as it were. 1:22 remaining in this 3rd period. Dagan White, 4-0. And again, some people will do right here, if you've never wrestled before, you'd say, well, it doesn't look like you'd be so tired, but my goodness, when you're at the point now where you're approaching 5 straight minutes where you are pushing against someone else's will and they're pushing against your will, your arms start to ache, you start to have those deep breaths, and you are tired as all get out. It's not always as visible how much exertion is going on out there, how much energy is being used. And Dagan now has that near arm bar locked up. If he can step over the head, he can turn him to his back. Man, there he goes.
And it's close, just step it over. And there it is, finally gonna get some near fall points here. Going for the pin, Dagan White with 30 seconds left.
Great job, and he gets the pin. A clinic, really a clinic put on by Dagan White, and he finished it. He just kept the pressure on his opponent the whole match. It ends it with a really impressive pin for the Bulldogs.
All right, Moffat County ready to roll again. Not sure of the weight class here.
We got one of those Herod boys. I call them the redheads. Oh, look at that nice maneuver, Kip.
Oh,
might be over
wonderful.
before we start.
Yeah. Beautiful. Call that the old spinner series.
Heck yeah, the spinner.
Spun him right to his back and looking for a quick pin here.
Trouble. It's a much bigger opponent, it looked like, when you went out there. But that's what you got to love about wrestling. Size and muscle tone, all those things mean nothing. It's all about skill and work effort. And there's the pin kick, 33 seconds into the 1st period. I barely said redhead,
Awesome.
And it was done.
And another big win for Moffat County just like that.
Yeah, Moffat County looking to take that next step this year.
Right now, this is varsity. Here we go, 145-pound weight class. Miguel Zaragoza, I think probably getting one of his first varsity matches of his life right now. He's wrestling Ryan Borchelt for the Longhorns. Here they go.
Yeah, and he's got a little bit of experience. A nice job there. He tries to go for that near ankle pick as he pushes his man out of bounds. The key there, you grab, reach the back of the ankle, and you want to push with the hand, push their head backwards. It's literally a trip. And Miguel, over the years, he did a little bit too with Moffat County Youth Wrestling and Bad Dogs. So he's got some experience on the mat, but as you said, I don't think he's had any varsity high school matches. So this is a fantastic opportunity for this young man. A great job. He gets inside on a single, steps behind, and gets 2 points for a takedown.
Miguel doing a heck of a job, looking like a veteran varsity wrestler right now.
Yeah, I mean, showed off a really nice ankle pick that went out of bounds and then comes back with just a really nice shot and inside single. The difference there being if your head's on the inside of the thigh or on the outside. Approaching 1 minute remaining in the first period, and once again, just like our last two matches, on the top position right now, Moffat County looking supreme, just putting all the pressure and pushing their opponent off of their base into a flat position on the mat as they get called out of bounds and they return to the center of the mat with 52 seconds left in the first period.
Stand-up attempt by Basalt and a nice tight waist by Zaragoza, able to break him back down to his base.
And as you see underneath there, the difference between giving up a penalty point and none is simply having their hand before you clutch your hands or not. And it's a penalty if you grab your hands together without having their arm in there somewhere. And then there he did it. Miguel breaks him down off of his base, off of his knees down to his flat base. And this is now where you start trying those halves. He comes over to the far side. He's got a half in pretty deep kick, but Basalt does a good job preventing that. Now he pulls back an arm bar, sets this up nicely.
Yeah, he's got him right where he wants him right now. He's got him broke down all the way to his belly and working hard. Hooks in the chicken wing, arm behind. Now he scoops the head, and now you're getting back points and going for the pin, but runs out of time. It looked like the pin was definitely gonna happen, but just didn't have enough ticks on the clock.
Fantastic job. Now, you're gonna go ahead and put him up because you got the takedown. I was thinking maybe since he just showed how well he was able to work it from the top, they might go top position, but he also did a great job taking him down.
So at the end of one, Zaragoza is up 4-0.
And he simply ran out of time right there because that was in tight. Had he had another 5 seconds, that match was over. And look, there he does. He shucks him forward, comes around behind for 2 points, and now he's right back where he was and going to be able to start working his top maneuvers. Let's see if he can do that again. Put his arm behind his back.
Hard crossface this time, working on the corkscrew. Oh, he's got it hooked up now. Now all he's got to do is run it.
Oh, and there it is, Kip. Oh, he just over-rotated, but he had it really nicely, and that hurts. I always tell people, oh, that doesn't hurt, they say. And I say, well, okay, go ahead. If you're, say you're a guy watching this at home, go ahead, put your arm behind your back and have your wife come up and shove it up between your shoulder blades. It doesn't feel good. No, don't do that.
No, it doesn't. Hey, Zaragoza, I'm telling you what, he's working them pin combinations right now with the arm bars. That series right now really well. Just riding the shoulders, putting a lot of pressure right now on the Longhorns. 1:03 left in this period, 6-0 lead for Zaragoza.
Well, good job there. Basalt came up and looked like they were going to get the switch, but Zaragoza, following the golden rule there, he just follows the re-switch, comes right back around on top. So already showing skills that we weren't sure or didn't know if he had, and he showed us a very good skill set so far. Just early into their midway through this second period.
40 seconds in the second remaining. Another armbar hooked up.
Yeah, he's got it now. Here, take your time. Oh, it just slips off.
Slipped out. So close.
Look at that. Kip, he jumps to the other side. Half Nelson.
Weight down. There we go. Chest to chest.
Squeeze. Lift your head up. Put your chest down. And just hold on. You've got 15 seconds here to try to get this pin. That is tight. It's a done deal.
7 seconds on the clock. In the second, there's a pin for Zaragoza.
Yes.
Another win for the Bulldogs.
Fantastic match for that wrestler.
All right, it's 152 pounds. Drake Zimmerman against Julius Vasquez for the Longhorns.
And just, I'll tell you what, both these young wrestlers, they passed the eyeball test. This is two bulky, muscular wrestlers for this weight. And if you just look right now, you're thinking, wow, this looks like it's going to be a good match.
And Drake just came off a big tournament down at the Tournament of Champions. One of the Bulldog wrestlers to place. I believe he got 5th down there. And that is one tough tournament. You place in that tournament, it says something.
Yeah, you know, again, not to brag because it was a million years ago and we rode dinosaurs to school, but you and I had some hardware from that tournament. We were going to it for a lot of years, and then for a while we stopped going to it when they went to the Vegas tournament, and then they've returned to it again under Tanner Linscomb. It's a fantastic tournament.
0-0, 118 left. Zimmerman, a junior.
And you see right here, these two wrestlers, more of the classic beginning of a match where they're both just feeling each other out, both trying to reach that front headlock, trying to see who's going to give up what first. You're trying to counter a mistake. You're trying to get him to reach. Zimmerman shoots in on a really nice single, an inside single now, near the out of bounds. Now he's got it between his legs. He's going to drop it. Basalt trying to get out of bounds. He can tree top it here, which means put it up over your head. And
look
he finishes
at
it.
how smart Drake was. You do that near the edge, they might flee, they might get out of bounds, and you get nothing out of it after all that work. But wisely, he pulls him back towards the center of the mat and gets himself the takedown.
Yeah, fantastic takedown. Nice shot, and he followed all those rules. Initially, he had it between his legs. Then it looked like he was going to put it up over his head, and then he simply tripped him. And as you said, pulled him to the center of the mat so he could get his points. You don't want to do all that work and then not get paid for it.
36 seconds left in the first. Drake Zimmerman up 2-0.
Basalt with a nice stand up here. Oh, and there's the 1-point escape. So, as we thought it might be, a pretty good match so far here with 25 seconds left in the first period and a 2-1 lead for your Bulldogs, Zimmerman.
You don't want to give up any trash points here. You got to wrestle smart. Another nice single leg.
Yeah, you know
Grabs
what?
the ankle, trying to clear it. Goes to the head.
Cradle set up right there.
Powers him down. There's 2. And brings him right to his back, and we're getting back points. I saw 1 count. Did he give him any? And no, they're not going to award any back points. But nonetheless, another good takedown by Drake Zimmerman.
Yeah, that was fantastic. There was a count there, Kip, and they're not going to give it, but it was consistent. You got the 1 count. As you and I both know, 2 is points. 5 is the full 3, 2 is 2. A good job, though. You talked about trash points. Shoot, he said, forget it, I'm taking out the trash. Grabs this man, throws him to his back, and now has a 4-1 lead in this hard-fought contest.
Neutral position in the second period. Drake's had 2 takedowns.
One thing you've seen with our Bulldogs already tonight, whether it's our future stars or our varsity wrestlers, we are the aggressors on our feet. We haven't given up any takedowns yet, and we've taken every one of our opponents down, and most times taking them down to their back. Minute 28 left here in the second period. Oh, and look at that right there. I always jinx it, but look at that. Scramble drill for Drake and 2 points.
Yep, a little bit of a scramble, and Drake got himself lower than his opponent, got right back into the legs below the hips, and another takedown and a 6-1 lead.
And for Basalt, man, is that frustrating. He did everything except
and 3/4 stack, game over. I knew that was going to come. You know, I should have said that before the match, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, but his dad was the master at that, and when you learn from the master, you're going to be a master at it yourself, and you saw there, Vasquez had no chance of coming out of that. He got buried.
And I will tell you what, the 3/4 stack, if you're a big man like I wrestled at, one time in my career I was putting that, and I can't even get into graphically explaining to you what it feels like or what it does to you, but it hurts horribly. So you're going to say, I'm done when you get put there, and that's what happened. Game, set, match, it was over.
So a couple of forfeits for the Bulldogs. We have Mickey Klimper winning by forfeit, as Basalt has an open weight there. Elias Peroulis also wins by forfeit.
Now, Kip, how fantastic is this? The last time we saw this young man, Hugo Hernandez, he had a devastating injury happen in the first game of our football season. Now, he's returning to the mat, and man, oh man, do I wish the best for him. Fingers crossed.
And Hugo will get right in there. You see him already doing it, and he goes for the throws. Boom, and there it is. And he worked his way through the state tournament last year and medaled, all with throws. He ties you up and he throws you. And that's exactly what he did there. A lot of upper body strength with Hernandez.
He went right to work out there. And again, just such a fantastic young man up there. The grades are fantastic. And for him to be able to be out here on this mat again, not that far removed from a severe break in his leg, is just fantastic. And now here he goes. And the funny thing with him, we've always given him heck because I've worked with this young man since he was just like 5 years old. He's setting it up, Kip, so you don't get out of bounds here.
You see it, it's over-under. He wants to get in there chest to chest, get over-under, and then he's going to launch you.
So the funny thing, we always give him heck about it, and it works for him. Watch the tape. Whenever he does something right there, he'll close his eyes, puts his man to his back with the throw from his feet, and now he's got a minute to try to get the pin here. He's going to get back points too, and we always used to say to him, hey, open your eyes. And now you know what? That's just what he does. You know something, trouble's coming when he blinks if he's wrestling you.
6-2 with the escape as Hernandez lets his opponent up.
.33 seconds left. Here he goes again, over, under. Tell you what, when you're going against those big men, if you get that over, under, you're either going to throw somebody or you're going to get thrown. That's why a lot of times they'll sag their weight completely down, or you'll try to back out of bounds or just break that, because it's a scary position. Because if you think about it, if you have an over and an under on their arms, what do they have? They have an over and an under.
Under 10 seconds and ticking. Looks like this first round is going to end with a 6-2 lead for Hernandez. Good first period for Hernandez. One thing you always wonder about, because he missed so much early season because of that injury, Shane, is the conditioning as you go further into these matches.
Absolutely, and now something he did a lot of last season, especially at the regional state tournament, he's going to do the triangle and let his opponent up, which doesn't always mean he's not really good on top. It just means he really believes in his on his feet game and then being on top and finishing it once he gets the takedown.
And so far, he's 3 takedowns.
Yeah, I mean, just straight aggression. He's just grabbing him and he wants to take you down. Oh, he tried it there. Look, as you said it, Kip, he looked a little bit tired there. So he's got to get that conditioning back, but he does a good job grabbing the single leg. And they're going to call him out of bounds. They're going to be on their feet.
.136 left here in the second period.
Again, he's setting it up. Oh, there he does. He throws it
Right
nicely.
Back, beautiful throw, Hugo.
5-point maneuver. 2 takedown, 3 back points. And now it's just a matter of squeezing. He's got a great position right here. He's got to put his weight up on him.
And that is a long time to be on your back. There's still
man.
over a minute.
Ooh.
And it ain't going to be much more than that as Hugo ends it. Had a 9-3 lead and picks up the pin in the second period.
And just like the old days on the Nintendo Entertainment System, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, when he blinks his eyes and you're fighting him, you better get out of the way or he's going to knock you out. Well, here we go.
Torrin Hume wrestling at 220 pounds against Ernesto Lopez.
Legs, as they call him out there, and you can see that's an easy reason why he's got that nickname. He is a tall, lanky wrestler, shoots in on a single leg, and now he's going to back out.
Yeah, I would imagine that Torrin has not wrestled very many kids this year that are taller than him.
No, absolutely not. We saw him last week in Hayden. He lost a real close match to a really good wrestler. And then we've seen him at both of our duels. That was a nice attempt there at the ankle pick. Now he's in deep. Just needs to bend those legs a little bit more, and he comes out of it. So he doesn't get any points. Did a lot of work there. He was so close to getting that takedown. headlock here. They've got a bunch of different names for what you would attempt here, but now he turns it into that near side cradle. He's got it, kid.
Yeah, hook it up with those long arms, takedown, and it's a 2-0 lead with just under a minute left in this first round.
And now you start looking around and you see the scoreboard and you notice that the Bulldogs have won every single match. It's 30-0, and we remember back in the day, you don't want to be that guy. No one's lost the whole night. You want to be the next one to win. You don't want to be the first one to lose for your team. 30 seconds left. 2-0 lead, and he's doing a good job here now, breaking down the base for Basalt. Continue, and he has a hold of that back ankle, which will prevent Basalt from standing up on the bottom. 16 seconds left, and man, what a long trip on a cold, snowy, ice-packed road for Basalt to come up here. We appreciate it. And see what our Bulldogs can do as this first period is going to come to an end with the score 2-0.
So good first round for Torin Hume. Wrestled really smart in the first period. Going to go neutral to start this second round. A couple times he almost picked up that ankle pick. This time he's going to go right back to the front headlock that worked for him before.
Yep, and there it is. That's just a simple boom. Throw him to their back, use a cow catcher, and it's over, kid.
Yep. 1:47 on the clock, just 13 seconds into this period, and Hume gets another pin for the Bulldogs.
Fantastic performance so far for the Bulldogs. 36-0 on the varsity team scoreboard.
So Lee Graham coming up for the Bulldogs, and he's got his work cut out for him. Oswaldo Morales for the Longhorns is all of the 280 on the scale, and right now I believe he's a top 5 ranked wrestler in 3A. So this is going to be a tough match for Lee Graham, his first season wrestling here with the Bulldogs.
And the bigger the challenge, the bigger the opportunity to get your name up there on the rankings. A good start right now. Wrestlers feeling each other out.
And I know Lee today, I was talking to him in class, and he was excited. He wanted the opportunity at it. He was saying, man, I got to go talk to Coach. I got to go talk to Coach Hafey because I want to really get in there and I want to go after this guy. So he definitely has the right attitude, and it's showing right now as he's competing 1 minute in, and neither guy really with much of an advantage so far.
Sometimes, and hey, I'm the same way when I was wrestling. I was a heavier weight. Sometimes it's very important as soon as that first period ends, it's all about that coin toss. Who's going to win and get the choice to go on top when you're talking heavier weights that you can really push somebody down with. And again, our wrestler showing that he is not intimidated. There's no fear there as we have 40 seconds left in this first period. And a good job here saying, hey, I'm here and I'm not going anywhere.
Head and arm tie, both guys forehead to forehead. 30 seconds left in the first period.
And you don't see nearly as many shots taken in the heavier weights because, obviously it makes sense. You don't want to get underneath all that weight, all that muscle and strength. You just want to take your chances on, again, trying to get that top position. And my goodness, we're down to 8 seconds left here. And hey, survived that first period. Now, who knows what's going to happen in the second and third as we are at the end of the first period.
Hey, good first round for Lee Graham. Keeping himself in the match right now, and that's what you do, and you give yourself an opportunity for the win. It's going to be Morales taking down. Expect a quick stand-up.
Right there, I would consider that a victory, but you're right. Look at that. He bases out really nicely. And that, for a big man, was an outstanding tripod to a stand-up to a 1 point.
And that was a great job by Lee as well. He dropped into the leg, but he could tell he wasn't going to be able to keep it. You don't want to get all that weight on you. Don't give up the escape takedown, or don't give up the reversal. So instead, he wisely steps away and only gives up the 1. So 1-0 lead, and stalling on Morales. And that's exactly what you want if you're Lee Graham. Keep pressing it.
Heck yeah, and now you're thinking, and we still have 1:20 left during this period, but you've got to think, okay, I'm going to have my choice. I'm going to have the opportunity to take down and stand up and get 1 to tie this matchup. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves yet as we have 1:13 left here. in the second period. Let's see if either one of these wrestlers is willing to take a shot or try a throw. Hugo earlier did a great job of showing us those over-unders, a lot of those different throw techniques, and a lot of times the big men, the heavyweights, the big muscular guys, they like to do those upper body throws, a headlock, an over-under, even a Russian tie here, which is where you grab one arm and try to work down on it. Oh, but he shoots in, Kip, and it's a nice shot. Oh, but just like that, it was too much weight.
That's what you always got to be careful with, and I would assume Lee Graham's probably given up a good 50 pounds. And if you shoot, you better be in and out quick, or you better elevate and get that leg in the air and be on your feet. Because if you get trapped underneath, those are the kind of things that happen.
And I'll tell you right now, there's only 19 seconds left, and I guarantee, oh, and now he's on his back. He put himself there. He was literally, and there's the pin. Kip, he was 20 seconds away from going to the third period, only down 1-0 and having the stalls called on Basalt. He just got a little bit frustrated there, and they're going to tell him, because we have a good coaching staff, hey, you were that close, let's get to that third period, and let's come up off the bottom. As you said, though, a loss to a really highly thought of, really good wrestler.
Yeah, no slouch there by any means, and wrestled really well until he got himself caught there right at the end. All right, it's Dario Alexander, 106 pounds, versus Fisher Mitchell. And Alexander doesn't waste any time. Takedown, 2 points, Bulldogs.
Boom, just like that. Nice job, and that shows the total extremes. You go from the heaviest of heavy now to the tiny wrestlers. Think about that. There was 2 of each of these guys a second to go out there, and each of those wrestlers we just had. And now our 106-pounders going at it, and it looks as though we are close. Yeah, he just needs to step over here. He's got that arm bar again, and it's there, Kip.
Oh, baby, right there. Now you finish it. Seal the deal, 122 left.
Woo, the double chicken wing, and that hurts. This is one where you say, hey, I'm pinned. I'm trying to pin myself. Please slap the mat. You can see by the face of the Basalt wrestler, it hurts horribly. Sometimes the officials will just say, hey, I feel for you, and they'll go ahead and slap the mat. So now he steps over. Now he can just turn it into a little bit simpler of a pinhold. It's so close to the pin here. I don't think he's able to physically have that shoulder down because it's such a tight double chicken wing. I don't know, there it is.
There it is, 44 seconds left and a pin. And Dario Alexander makes short work of Fisher Mitchell.
Fantastic match. That was a great example of just going out there and getting it done on that scale of painful moves, Kip. You think the double chicken wing or the guillotine? Which one's more painful?
And Jeremiah Ziegler wins by forfeit. That's at 113 pounds. And next up, Chris Moschetti and Nathan Riviera, 120 pounds. Moschetti right now ranked 7th. Moschetti, another one of our placers down there at the Tournament of Champions in Vernal this past weekend.
Yeah,
and he definitely wants to get himself into that state tournament and earn himself a medal this year. So beautiful ankle pick. It's moves like that that'll get him there. 140 left here in the first with that takedown.
Yeah, you know, textbook. And with Moschetti, you know, I went down there to Hayden, and in the duel, he lost to Mossman Devlin, a wrestler that they were very familiar with each other. They live in the same town here. And so he lost in the Hayden duel. He turned around, and up there at the tournament in Uinta, the Tournament of Champions, he wrestled him again and beat him 6-0. So that's what you do. If you lose one, you say, hey, I'm going to get you next time, and he did.
So Moschetti will let him up now and work for another takedown. 2-1.
You just see here now that we're in these lighter weights, they're so quick. And look at that, Kip, another beautiful shot. He does a great job tilting his way from that single leg, and he's got 2 more takedowns in the 4-1 lead.
Hard tight waist. Hooks in the chicken wing.
And again, those arm bars like that, man, they are just painful. And you're doing everything you can just to flatten out on the bottom and prevent yourself from being tilted like this.
And there's points right there. Usually not going to pin them from that when you tilt them like that, but you are going to score points. Now you will pin them from there once you step it over.
Yes. And it's tough. Now if Basalt just reaches over, he's freed his arm on the bottom. So it's a little tougher to pin, and now he lets go. So they start over. He can get another 3 back points here if he can turn his opponent.
7-1 lead for Chris.
Fantastic match so far. He's showing a big tool belt of weapons and his skill set. 6 seconds left, so don't give up the one escape here right at the end of the period. Just hold on. Let's see here who wins the coin toss.
Going to be Moschetti's choice. He defers. And Riviera is going to take top.
So let's see if he decides to come straight up off the bottom for the escape, or if he tries to set up some kind of a reverse with a roll. And he's looking for the switch for 2 points.
Riviera does a nice job following, catches the arm of Moschetti. And it's tough to do a lot once you get that arm trapped. You want to clear that arm so you can get back to your base and get yourself an escape or a reversal.
Yeah, the only mistake Moschetti's made on this match, he tried to switch, Kip, and you know the golden rule, you got to clear that arm. He tried to switch and he didn't clear his arm and he got caught there, but now he's freed it again, and now he can work his way back up to his base, to a tripod, and then up to your feet. I was one of those wrestlers, I didn't want anything to do with being on bottom. I envisioned that spring being loaded as Moschetti was trying there, and I would shoot up off the bottom because I didn't want to be there at all. I wanted to get up, get the 1 point escape, and get back to their feet. Some of the wrestlers that you see, they'll try rolls, they'll try switches, they'll try different movers from the bottom to try to get a 2 point reversal, but there's the 1 as they go out of bounds. So good job by Moschetti, making it now 8-1, and he's in a dominating position here in this match.
Second period underway. Moschetti pretty much doing everything he's wanted to so far. Another ankle pick. Grabs over the head, front headlock, tries to whip around, but defended well by Basalt.
Yeah, perfect timing with that, reaching up with his arm by Basalt to stop the spin move. Now we're in 30 seconds left here. And the way this started out, I thought Moschetti was going to get a pin relatively quickly. Now Basalt doing a great job of just holding on, but now there's a 2 point maneuver. Now it's 10-1. And you start thinking about, okay, 15-point victory. And if you're in so many more points than them, you have superior victory, a technical fall. 9 seconds left now in this period. Moschetti continues to work from the top position.
That'll end the second period. Moschetti 10 and Basalt's Riviera 1. Neutral going to be taken by Moschetti. Been getting it done all night. See if he can do it again.
Again, 10-1, and now this is when you start thinking about, hey, can I showcase some kind of a throw here, or do I even want to take that chance with a 9 point lead?
Yeah, you don't want to get yourself in a bad position. Be smart. No chances here. The last thing you'd want to do is give yourself up in a scramble position or fall into something where you catch yourself on your back.
There we go. He smartly goes in on that inside single. And now he just needs to spin around, pull his head out, and he's got it, Kip. And 2 more. And now he's got his arm. He can put him to the mat. He takes his time here. He loses the arm.
12-1. 1:14 left in this final period.
Yeah, and just like you were saying, Kip, I remember years ago I used to wrestle with a guy named Jimmy Walls, who was a fantastic wrestler from Moffat County. He would drive me nuts. He would have big leads all the time. Be up 12 points, 13, 10, and all of a sudden come out and get this smile and try a headlock or a throw, and I'd be like, what are you doing? And at some points he won with it, but there was a few times where he ended up going to his own back and he had to survive the end of periods. 40 seconds now left in this period. 12-2, and it's been a good showcase of Moschetti's, as I like to say, the tool belt of moves that he has. See if he can finish it with one more takedown, and he does. A nice duck under, Kip. That is textbook.
14-2, 12-point lead. You got to be up by 15 to get a technical fall, and only way he's going to do that is get some back points here with 16 seconds left.
Which isn't out of the question, but he's going to have to definitely hurry, and now it's not going to happen. He's got a lot of work. Oh, look, he does take it to his back, and maybe I spoke too soon.
Ooh, it was called. Needed a few more seconds. No points awarded. 14-2. Big win for Moschetti, and puts another notch in his belt.
He showcased that move they call a cheap tilt, and it's simply named that because it's so frustrating. It feels like a really cheap move because you can't stop it. You're not going to get pinned, but you can't stop giving up back points. And that's what he did right there at the end, the old cheap tilt, and he almost got 2 more points. Now we'll head into Zimmerman's match here. Ryan.
And Zimmerman.
A nice shot right away. He turns a single into a double, into a 2-point takedown very quickly in this first period.
126-pound weight class. He's wrestling Henry Vargas for the Longhorns. Hooks up that far side cradle. Actually cross-face cradle. And there it is. Knee in the side. Head in the temple. That hurts, I can tell you. One of my favorite moves right there. And there's 3 near fall. And just like that, he's up 5-0.
Moffat County used that move all through the 80s and early 90s to win multiple state championships. They cradled the heck out of everybody, whether it was a near side, a far side, a crossface. They were going to cradle you when they got off the bus.
Puts in a deep half, drives him over. It's more back points, and he's going for the pin.
He's got a lot of time here too. Just sink it in, go chest to chest, look up at the clock, and smile, because you've got a lot of time. Now squeeze, they would say. And there it is, another pin for your Moffat County Bulldogs. Ryan Zimmerman with an outstanding, dominant performance.
Coming up next, Shane, we're going to have Ethan Powers, 132-pound weight class, wrestling Daniel Barnes for the Longhorns.
See what we can bring to this match. So far, only 1 loss for our Bulldogs. A lot of pins. Center of the mat now.
Barnes a senior for the Longhorns. Powers a junior. Powers been wrestling for a long time.
Yep. There he goes. He grabs that front headlock. He pulls it down. He goes with that reach in, that counter right there.
Powers comes from another wrestling family. His dad was a great wrestler in his own right, and Powers has definitely listened and learned from Dad, and it shows on the mat because he knows his stuff.
Yeah, he's been doing it, like you said, a very long time. And right there, he was close to getting his takedown. Now he's going to work again right in the center. They're both with the tie-up, trying to jockey for position here. And this is sometimes the position that'll drive coaches nuts. They want you to break out of that and start tapping their head. But Knight, look at that. Beautiful. He shoots in on that single leg. He dumps him. And there's 2. And now he's going to be able to work from the top. He's got the arms locked up. He's going to try to tilt him over. They're going to call a potentially dangerous move.
Nice takedown by Powers, able to finish off on that. 2-0 lead.
You don't see that one too often where you get that oar, basically, like that oar to your boat, the rowboat oar, and you tilt their legs and try to turn them over onto their back. More of a freestyle maneuver there that you see more often in freestyle tournaments. So 56 seconds left. A great takedown for Ethan Powers. And shout out to his family, like you were saying, Brian and Michelle Powers. A lot of uncles and dads and the whole family, numerous family members have wrestled over the years. 38 seconds left. 2-0 on the strength of a really nice single leg takedown.
Powers really in a good spot right now. He has the arm bars hooked up, walking around the head. There you go. And he catches it.
Yeah, he kept that far arm. That's the key to this one. Now, can he get it done in the last 18 seconds? This is another double chicken wing.
Settles the hips right there, trying to get those shoulders down. 10 seconds.
Can he do it? As I was saying earlier, this might be the most painful move in all of wrestling.
Oh, he does. With two ticks left on the clock, Powers finishes him in the first round.
That was fantastic. Against an older wrestler, a senior, Powers just shows he takes care of business, gets it done for the Bulldogs and for his family.
Next up, one of our seniors, John T. Peroulis. Right now he's ranked 16th, and he's at 138 pounds, wrestling Sander Elliott. Final match of the night. Moffat County in convincing fashion, 64-6. And they want to add 6 more to it, get us to 70.
Yeah, dominating performance by these Bulldogs. There's a nice single, no points yet. He has to take it down one more time. Oh, Basalt does a good job not giving it up yet. He's still got that leg, he walks around, and there's 2. So, Kip, we've seen a really good, the repertoire of moves tonight. A lot of great takedowns, a lot of really nice top offensive moves. Some good stand-ups, some good switches. Pretty much across the board, a pretty fantastic night to this point.
Yeah, and what I really like there is he didn't give up on it. He kept the pressure on, pressure, and he got himself that takedown. And now he's in a great position with the crossface, working the arm bars. 1 minute remaining here in this first period.
Look, he's got it locked up. You know what that is? The corkscrew. He turns there. Now he just needs to go chest to chest and squeeze. He's got 50 seconds. It looks like a pin right there as he squeezes his man. See if we can finish this night out with 1 more pin. And there it is, Kip. What a fantastic night for these Bulldogs.
70-6. Bulldogs are going to win it all. And they ended in style with a pin by John T. Peroulis.
There you go. The only negative of the night was 1 loss, and the fact that we had so many kids not get to wrestle for our varsity, but that's going to happen. We have a fantastic team. As we said, they showed a great skill set. And man, oh man, what a great night for these Bulldogs here on MOFFATCOUNTYPROUD.COM. I want to go ahead and thank all these sponsors that make it possible for us to be here, Tim.
Yeah, it's these businesses that are Moffat County proud that let us be here and really promote our athletes. Corporate sponsors, Bank of Colorado, there's only one. Severson Supply and Rental. TMH, the Memorial Hospital. 3B Enterprises, sand, rock, and gravel products. Rocky Mountain Machinery. Cook Chevrolet, Ford, and Subaru. Mountain West Insurance and Financial Services. Mountain Air Spray. Colorado Northwestern Community College. GCR Tires and Service. Duran and Pierce Contractors. Craig Family Dental. Chaos Inc. Identity Graphics. McDonald's. Epp and Associates. Bear River Young Life. Rocky Mountain Automotive. And Craig Veterinary Clinic. All of our Moffat County Proud businesses. It's Moffat County Wrestling, and it's MOFFATCOUNTYPROUD.COM. We had a lot of fun tonight, and hope you enjoy the matches. We did. A huge win for the Bulldogs. They put 70 up on the board. Shane, any final thoughts tonight on the wrestling?
No, I just look forward to the rest of this winter sports season. We're going to have a bunch more of our basketball teams, boys and girls. And I believe we're going to have some more wrestling also. You said we're going to head down to Meeker for that great rivalry between the Bulldogs and Meeker. So we look forward to seeing you here again, and we enjoy bringing it to you here on MOFFATCOUNTYPROUD.COM.